and it's going to be recorded for future training because this will be a webinar. Remember, any training that I can develop, it will be in webinar format so everyone can record it and put it out there. So today, we're going to be going through the enterprise blueprint. This is protecting your most valuable asset. This is going to be a strategic guide to business continuity, risk mitigation, and legacy protection for business owners. There's business owners out there. You're a business owner. I'm a business owner. And I understand that if I'm not here, what will become of the business? And if you have employees, what will become of the employees? Let me go back. Sorry. So again, you built it. What happens to it without you? So there's a generational legacy in play, brand reputation, customer relationships that you've built, employee livelihoods that depend on this business, hard assets that you've acquired while running your business, and revenue streams. So if someone were to die, if you were to die, God forbid, tomorrow, would your business have that liquidity to survive that transition? We have a car insurance for in case the car gets into an accident. Some people have phone insurance in case their expensive phone breaks, right? Or they have maybe, a woman has, I don't know, a $30,000 diamond ring. She's going to have insurance on it to protect that. You should also have insurance on yourselves and your business partners because you're running a whole business and there's all these things that depend on you. Here's the enterprise blind spot. 68%. Think about that. 68% of small business owners in the USA do not have life insurance policy, naming their business as a beneficiary. So when you go work at a job, a lot of jobs offer life insurance. And one of the beneficiaries is the job itself because they want to be able to recover losing an employee, the cost of getting a new employee and training them. So we're not doing our responsibilities, right? We're not, tying all the bows to all the loose ends. This represents roughly 20.8 million entrepreneurs out of an estimated 30.7 million small businesses operating without a structural safety net. That is mind-blowing. So 20.8 million business owners do not have a life insurance policy that's set to play out upon death, and it covers the business. Yes, there is life insurance for your family, but what happens to the business? This is a very important discussion. And as a business owner, this is one of those chapters in your book that you need to take a look into in depth. The valuation dilemma. Let's look at this, a $2 million scenario. Imagine your business is worth $2 million. If the owner dies unexpectedly, where does that immediate capital come from to either replace the owner's operational contribution, pay outstanding corporate obligations? The bills are still going to come. Whether you're alive or you're dead, those bills are going to come. Maintain daily operations, provide liquidity to the owner's family, preserve and the total value of the business entity. Business-owned life insurance serves as the mechanism to instantly fund these gaps. So I could put a check mark on all of these problems and solve it for you by making sure you are covered correctly. The blast radius of an unplanned succession. Look at how much this affects you as the owner. You're in the middle of all of these things that are revolving around you. You are the sun, okay? You are the sun, and this is the planets revolving around you. They need you, okay, to survive. There are creditors. They're gonna be debt calls, loss of confidence in the business in case you go. The customers, they're gonna lose that relationship because there's a project disruption. The creditors, again, more creditors. Employees, job insecurity, operational chaos. Employees are going to be a little scared of what's going to happen next. Your business should have a structure that makes them feel secure. The business itself will have a loss of leadership and revenue disruption. Then your family has a loss of income, estate liquidity issues. Yeah, there's a business, there's money stuck there. There's creditors that are going to get access to the money first, right? So what does the family get? An employee's death primarily impacts a single household, but an owner's death impacts all of these people. So think about it. Why are you not deploying a plan in place? The business owner strategic protection map. This organizes the enterprise risk into 4 solvable layers. Layer 1, which protects the actual owner themselves. This is personal life insurance. It's going to protect your family. Layer 2, the business key person insurance protects the entire company. Layer 3, the partners. We're going to have buy-sell funding protection for the ownership. Then layer 4, legacy and permanent insurance protect the transfer of wealth. So all these layers get covered into a life insurance product. Let's go into depth with layer 1, bridging the business and the family. For many entrepreneurs, the business is the family's largest asset. Most of us, it is. The objective is not to simply buy more insurance. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. The objective here is to create liquidity exactly when a family and a business need it most. Because you have to replace income. Number one, the family depends on it. And in this day and age where we're living paycheck to paycheck, income to income, your family's survivability is at an all-time low. Things are expensive. Inflation has caused things to become super expensive. So our savings are a little less, or if any. Debt and liquidity management, education and estate funding. You think that's going to take a hit? Yes, you're gone. How are you going to save up your kids' college careers? Realizing the business value, which is the inheritance part of it. All of these things come into play when it comes to the family. Now, layer 2, this is key person protection and financial stability. What percentage of your company's revenue depends entirely on you or your top performer? So you shouldn't have insurance only on you as an owner. Imagine this, you have protection on your top performers of the company. Why do we do this? Because if you lose that top performer, things are going to get a little shaky in your business. So the cost of finding someone that can fill that gap, what does that cost? That's what you cover. So lost revenue plus replacement and recruiting costs, plus the training time, plus the customer disruption because you can't access all these customers anymore because you have no one to take care of them, equals potential financial exposure. A key person coverage creates immediate liquidity to maintain operations, recruit leadership, signal stability to lenders and customers. If you have star players, cover them so that your business does not become in the realm of whatever happens because you secured it. You made sure that, hey, if your key employees, something happens, you can replace them. I mean, they're never going to be replaced, but you can now headhunt, recruit, train, and find people that will somewhat replace the loss of income that can happen. Now, layer 3. Look at this $4 million buy-sell dilemma. The business total value is $4 million. There's 2 partners. Partner A's interest is $2 million, which is 50% of that business. Partner B interest is $2 million, again, which is 50% of that business. Partner A passes away. Now the business goes into the hands of the family and heirs. So let's say Derek passed away, okay? His wife, Pam, now inherits 50% of this business, but she's a homemaker. She is not an engineering expert that can help in the business the way Derek did, right? Pam doesn't know that. Pam hasn't worked in 20 years. Now what? So Pam is going to go in and fill a role in at this engineering department with partner B and the business will be fine? Absolutely not. So where does the surviving partner Pam suddenly get $2 million to cash in or buy out the family or partner B? Nobody has $2 million just sitting around to go say, hey, Pam, you know what? You don't know what you're doing here. This is a $4 million business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you $2 million and buy out your share so I can run the business like it was running. Derek was amazing, but you can't replace him, Pam. I'm sorry, you're amazing too, but I'm sorry. What do we do then? No one has $2 million just sitting around. That's why insurance is important. This is what happens in the buy-sell agreement. So without adequate planning, the owner dies, the family inherits the ownership shares, surviving partner gets a new unwanted business partner. Business faces operational and financial uncertainty. With the structured agreement and a funding agreement, the owner passes away. Life insurance provides immediate liquidity, meaning money being sent right away to you. Buy-sell agreement triggers exact transfer terms. Transfer terms meaning that, hey, I will give you X amount of dollars, you will sell your share, and I will become full owner, 100%. So I can continue to run operations. Ownership transfers smoothly to surviving partner. Family receives full financial value. So they're happy. They got some money in. $2 million goes to their estate. Business continues uninterrupted. Ideal, right? Strategic corporate utility. Beyond risk mitigation, properly structured life insurance serves as a multifunctional financial asset for enterprises because it also includes tax-free growth. A lot of people don't know this. Life insurance has tax-free growth built into it, cash value accumulation for corporate use, buyout agreement funding, facilitating smooth share transitions, key person protection, safeguarding against operational loss, company growth, diversifying portfolios and reducing passive asset taxes, succession planning, funding transition to family or buyers. All of this is covered by a life insurance product. I know this blows your mind, but that's what we do here. Life insurance is not your granddaddy's life insurance where a partner dies, a family member dies and you get a death benefit. Many business owners, wealthy individuals utilize life insurance to properly structure their business, their family, their estate, all of that. Strategic instrument comparison, term versus permanent. The right question isn't which product is best, it's what corporate problem are we trying to solve? So if you have a term life, the primary business need is for temporary obligations, your business debt. Duration is, of course, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, right? Cost structure. Yeah, it's going to be a little cheaper, which is, if you can't afford to get permanent life, fine, go for term life, get something in place. Strategic advantage, straightforward protection. Or you could do permanent life, which covers you for the entirety of the person's life, succession, wealth transfer, executive benefits. You can make this into an executive bonus plan. You can make life insurance into a retirement account. There's so much that you can do with life insurance. Lifelong coverage, flexible supports, long-term strategies, potential cash value accumulation, and legacy flexibility. So much is being covered by life insurance. The $5 million question. You got to calculate your exposure. Suppose your business is currently valued at $5 million. If we can mute, please, that would be helpful. At $5 million, how much life insurance currently protects that specific value? How much of your family's financial security depends on the business succeeding? So you write down your total business value, you minus the existing protection. So this is somebody that might have life insurance. And then you say, hey, there's still a vulnerability gap. You got to cover that too, because that gap is where all the critical strategic conversations begin. You can't have a $2 million gap if you even have $3 million in protection. Where are you going to come up with $2 million? Say you only have life insurance protection for $1 million. 5 million minus 1 million leaves 4 million. Now, 4 million and your 50% partner, you're still accountable for 2 million to give the other partner. Where are you going to come up with that? I'm sorry, but you're going to have to work with Pam, who has zero experience in this business for the rest of their business life. What a terrible situation to be in. Your business is your legacy. You didn't build your company just to generate revenue this year. You built a system designed to feed your family, employ other families, create generational wealth, provide operational freedom, and be passed down or successfully sold at one point. Life insurance is a structural component that ensures this legacy is protected when the unexpected happens. So you got to be the architect and protect everything, okay? You insure your building, you insure your equipment, you insure your employees' liabilities. Don't forget to insure the person who built it all, which is you. You and your partner have that very important, difficult conversation. Hey, what happens if something messes up? Somebody dies, someone gets disabled. What if someone develops dementia, cancer? What happens? Why aren't we talking about the hard stuff? That's what we do here. Let's sit down and calculate that for you. Let's figure out where the gaps are and let's make sure all the holes are patched up, covered, and you are protected as a business and business owner. If you would like, my information is on the screen. Please contact me, make an appointment. I would love to see if there's anything I can do. If not, at least you had this conversation and you learned something. But again, there's my link. Make an appointment. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, yo.
Okay, so that was the business owner presentation. Did we learn anything? Anything cool happen?
Sure. You did an amazing job. Again, as always.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna have
Was
to take lessons off of you.
No, you don't. All I did was I read it and I kind of just I stuck the knife in. It sounds morbid, but you're in a morbid industry. You stick the knife in and you twist it. That's all we are supposed to do, right? So I say, "Oh my God, you don't have this coverage. You should get it." I'm not going to say, "Do you want to get it?" That's not my job. My job is to tell you you should get it. You don't have this coverage and you're leaving yourself completely exposed. I'm just having those difficult conversations. I'm reading off these pages and I'm just twisting the knife a little more with personal input. Like, do you have that? I think not. Maybe you do have insurance, but is it enough? I think not. Right. So, again, I did not read this presentation before presenting to you all because we should be able to do that. I know it sounds hard, but it really is if you just read it and put in your personality and a little like confidence. Pretend you're doing an acting role. That's all it is. Do an acting role. You can know 20%. I've done my entire life, my entire career only knowing 20%, but just wing it and sound confident. And we will figure it out as we go. We learn because we get new situations, new cases, new illustrations, new presentations. It's an opportunity for us to grow, but you're going to make some mistakes along the way, and that's okay. It's okay. Just like children, when they're spelling, they spell words wrong, but eventually they become better spellers for the most part. Most of us actually in the world are running around without having any knowledge, with having only a sixth grade reading level. Let's be practical. So you know a little more than most people.